You could be pitiful, you could be powerful, but you can't be both. Joyce Myers. Power is the ability to do something or act in a particular way. Pity is the feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering and misfortune of others. I want you to touch that, misfortune of others. So remember, this quote said you can be powerful, you can be pitiful, but you can't be both. Either way, there's a choice that has to be made. And I don't know about you, but within time, I've learned to choose to be powerful. Own your power. It's the most greatest thing that you can ever have. It's 3 simple words that has such a profound meaning. I want you to really resonate with this. Own your power. If you can, I want you to write it down. If you can, I want you to type it. And I want you to stand or sit wherever you're at. I want you to put your hand out, play with me for a little bit, and just say, I want you to own your power. And I want you to put your other hand out, and I want you to just say, I'm going to own my power. And see, and I want you to really say it with some conviction that I want you to own your power. You know why? Because it's your fearless force that's within. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt some energy with that. And energy is power. Did you feel that power? Did you feel that force? If you did, I want you to put down energy. I want you to recognize the energy and the power and the force that is within you. See, words are powerful, and I know that they become energy, and it's what fuels you. And that's why I wanted you to feel that so distinctly. Because see, 3 words, those 3 words could be all that you have to hold on to know that you own your power. See, because sometimes other words can be said that can take your power away. So I don't know about you, but I know those 3 words, to own your power, never made sense to me because of 4 words, 4 debilitating words that took my power away and ultimately altered how I showed up in the world. So as I share with you, I remember hearing these 4 words so clearly, like it's actually happening right now. In fact, it was a fall day back in 1988 while I was visiting my grandfather. We had just buried my grandmother a few months prior, and it was time for me to finally tell him the secret that I was keeping. Now, let me describe my grandfather to you. He was a tall, stern former military, matter-of-fact type man. He was highly respected in the community and in the family. And anything that he said, it mattered. I just remember walking up to him as he sat on the landing of the staircase in the middle of the living room. And as I was walking up to him, before I can even utter a word, he said to me, "Are you pregnant?" Now, that's not what I wanted to tell him. Although ironically at 18, I was 4 weeks to be exact. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what I wanted to tell him. That was not my secret. So I had a bit of an attitude. And I said, yes, I am. And let me tell you, the next 4 words that came out of his mouth shook me to my core, and it crushed any dream that I ever had. He looked me square in my eyes and said with such a firm voice, your life is ruined. Now, I don't know about you, but those 4 words reside in every fiber of my being for years and years to come. I just remember standing there feeling so alone, feeling so unloved and supported. That day, those 4 words took my power away. See, the power and the courage that I had finally had to go to the authorities and tell that I was being molested by my biological father. The power that I once had to believe that I was enough. The power that I once had that resided in me to let me know I can do anything. But that power was quickly replaced with a feeling of being devalued, silenced, and diminished, which led to decades of me believing that I was powerless, allowing the world to see and treat me just as such. Now, I never did get to tell him my secret. But what did happen is that I chose a life that was powerless. But something just kept nagging at me. Something just kept poking at me and trying to get me to realize that there was more. See, but my dysfunction, it became my reality. It became what I accepted. It became the energy that I gave off. It became the burdens that I truly chose to carry. Now, Lisa Nichols in her No Matter What, 9 Steps to Living Your Life You Love, she identifies that that's kind of called living in a country of sad, in a town called Victimville, and on a street called Hurt Lane. And I don't know about you, but I was residing in all 3 of those places because I didn't understand my power. So once again, I don't know what your burdens were. I don't know what your situation may have been. But if you resonate with any of this, I just want you to just identify that that's me. Now, although there was something that I kept trying to believe this. I really kept trying to believe this. But once again, there was that something just nagging at me, kept telling me that there's more. No matter how much I tried to go on autopilot, no matter how much I tried to ignore these feelings, but it just kept nagging at me, telling me that there's more. Now, if this is happening to you, I want you to believe it, because guess what? There's more. It's the power that resides inside of you that's trying to get out to let you know that there's more. See, the pity comes from other people. It's not from you. Because remember earlier, the power is within you. Now you can choose to be powerful or pitiful, but you can't be both. Just know I want you to believe this nagging feeling that's coming, because there is more. It just wants your attention, because it's telling you that it's been activated, and it's a force that wants you to regain control of it. It's a force that is innately within you, making you a force to be reckoned with. See, I had a friend used to always tell me, Carolyn Wilson is a force. Carolyn Wilson is a force. And I never realized the force that I truly was. But other people saw it. And other people see the force that's within you. See, when you become that force that's become reckoned with, there's no stopping you. And that's powerful. So when I tell you that you can tap into your own power and tap into this fearless force that's within, the world will be your oyster. So when I tell you that when you can tap into that power and become this fearless force within, I'm living testament of those things. Because owning your power and tapping into this fearless force within is what allowed me to, after 30 years, finally face my abuser and send him to prison for the next 20 years. Tapping in my power and owning my own force allowed me to face all my other past abusers. Owning my power and tapping this force within has allowed me to lose 70 pounds of the burdens that I no longer wish to carry. See, owning my power and stepping into this fearless force within has allowed me to become a 4-time best-selling author. Owning the power in this fearless force within has allowed me to become a multi-award-winning filmmaker. See, owning this power in this fearless force within has allowed me to become a wellness expert on multiple national media outlets, including Dr. Oz and Women's World Magazine. See, now, I don't tell you this to impress you, but I tell you this to let you know that when you own your power, this fearless force within, you become unstoppable. You become this beacon that allows and it helps others to transform. Because I know for me, it allowed me from owning my own power and tapping this fearless force within, I became a beacon. I became this beacon that helped others globally transform their lives, to overcome any kind of fear they may have had, to live their best life, especially from any past trauma and abuse, regardless what was said to them, regardless what was done to them. Because you remind yourself of these 3 simple words: to own your power. Before I leave you today, I want to give you 4 ways to start owning your power today. 1, I want you to replace negative thinking with positive thinking at all times. See, because when you change your thoughts, you truly change your life. 2, I want you to speak about things that don't feel right. Use your voice in a bold and powerful and mighty way. See, the more you hold on to those things, the more you get to reside in those 3 lands of sad, pitiful. 3, allow yourself to feel the past hurt and pain with grace. Because when you trust and accept the process of the healing process, that's when you can release all of those burdens that someone else was trying to get you to carry. And number 4, I want you to believe that the impossible is possible, that it's already possible, like nothing else. So I want you to have faith that everything is within divine order that's meant directly and exactly for you. Just know that once you stop ignoring that nagging little feeling that's trying to tell you that there's more, you will start to tap into your own power, and the world will treat and see you accordingly as that fearless force that you already are. It's time to power up, ladies and gentlemen, so you can be the best self and live your best life. My name is Carolyn Wilson, and I am the Fearless Magnified Educator. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at BeMagnified. If I'm going to leave you one extra resource, just pick up a book, Tapping the Power Within by Ayanna Van Zandt. This book has helped me, and I know it can definitely help you. Now, your charge, okay, is to own your power, because it's your fearless force within. As this is what I did, and I know this will be exactly the same thing that you will be able to do as well. I just want you to know that it's one thing to be a force, but it's another thing to be a fearless one. May the force be within all of you. Thank you.